What's up guys, welcome back. Now in today's video we're going to do movie night part 2. Dominic Williams, the founder and chief scientist of ICP, recently did an interview with Paul Barron Network and it was amazing for ICP. Now I'm going to leave the link to the full interview in the description. I'm not here to steal anyone's content, but I always tell you guys, do your own research, and what's a better way than watching these things together, just me and you guys. So without further ado, let's get into the video. But wait, you guys really thought I was gonna forget to tell you to all subscribe. Make sure you are subscribed. Now let's get into the video. Right, similar to last time, the audio may be weird. I don't know how to record my screen audio as well as this. If anyone knows, leave a comment and let me know, because it's a bit annoying that I can't just record in full high quality audio, right? But anyway, let's get into it.
In our YouTube channel and our social, all asking for ICP. Give us an update. Give us an update. So I said, all right, well, we'll reach out to Dominic and find out what's up. So anyway, Dominic, let's go right into it. Tell us in the past
1 year later,
couple of years, first of all, what have been some of the big advancements with ICP you can share?
Well, the network transitioned into production mode in May 2021 after sort of 6+ years of R&D. R&D, of course, has continued since. I think the Internet Computer Network incorporates more than 1,000 person years of R&D, so it's a huge endeavor. And the network's never gone down, so it's worked incredibly well. There are now...
Well, I don't know why it put me up there. The network has never gone down, guys. Can you say that about all of your top 10, top 20, top 50 cryptos? A lot of them do go down, and Solana in the last bull run, that was a nightmare. And a lot of people had a lot of money in Solana and it was going down left, right and center. You couldn't send anything. ICP never gone down. Let's get back to it.
R&D. R&D, of course, has continued since. I think the Internet Computer Network incorporates more than 1,000 person years of R&D, so it's a huge endeavor. And the network's never gone down, so it's worked incredibly well. There are now hundreds of projects running on the Internet Computer.
Yep.
And it's really proven this world computer paradigm that one day everything can run from a blockchain. And today we have, things like social networks running on the Internet Computer. Some of them.
And again, what did we say about Open Chat? That's like the brand new Telegram of the blockchain. And realistically, what they're trying to solve is one day making everything fully on chain. And that's what we're aiming for, right? That's what all of us are in crypto for. We're here for decentralization. We're here to make sure that everything's on the blockchain. And again, guys, like I said in yesterday's video, I saw a meme yesterday, actually. It was everyone preaching about crypto being decentralized while keeping their assets on a centralized exchange. Doesn't make sense. So again, if you guys have not, then go and just put it in a native wallet or whatever you want to do. But anyway, look, he's saying that social media could start to transition into the blockchain, and that could be a big narrative. You're going to see a lot of memes on Instagram, on Twitter, on Reddit. Once these platforms do start to integrate cryptocurrency, it could be a game changer. Or once a brand new cryptocurrency-based social media becomes available, is that going to take over everything? Will all of these other platforms be dead? Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
Everything can run from a blockchain. And today we have, things like social networks running on the Internet Computer. Some of them, very highly interactive, like Open Chat. And what distinguishes
exactly
the paradigm is that with traditional blockchains, you only really host...
This is my first time watching it with you guys as well, by the way.
Tokens, NFTs, not usually the NFT content, just links to the NFT content, and little bits of DeFi logic on the blockchain itself. And when you interact with a Web3 game or something like that, it's generally running on a big tech cloud like Amazon Web Services. The difference with the Internet Computer is that everything runs from the blockchain.
I'm going to try my best to not keep pausing it because I know it's like turning into a reaction. We're all trying to watch it together. But what did I say in like last week's video? I think it was like 5 videos ago. It was that Drake meme of AWS and then ICP, right? why are you going to be investing into a project that's using AWS when you can invest into a project that is literally fully on chain, right? Again, like this guy, Dominic, don't miss, man. We love Dominic. I swear to God, I love Dominic so much. Pause.
The internet computer is that everything runs from the blockchain itself. And that's an absolutely game-changing advance. And as a consequence, it processes very large numbers of transactions. And you can see there it's processing about 230 ETH equivalent transactions a second currently. So, it's
that's crazy.
By the only public network in the space that has these kind of capabilities, and we're just pleased to see it develop. New things that are coming out include incredible multi-chain capabilities. So people have been using the internet computer as a kind of layer 2 for Bitcoin, for example, creating a Bitcoin twin.
I mean, we've covered this time and time again, and the founder himself is telling you exactly what they're planning on doing and exactly what they have done, and being a layer 2 for Bitcoin. I mean, we've covered it so many times on this channel, but just to reiterate, like, it's game changing. It's game changing, guys.
New things that are coming out include incredible multi-chain capabilities. So people have been using the internet computer as a kind of layer 2 for Bitcoin, for example, creating a Bitcoin twin called Chainkey Bitcoin, which you can transfer in 1 second at extremely low cost. An increasing focus on AI. So people are already running AI models as smart contracts, and developments this year will allow them to run those AI models even more efficiently as smart contracts. And something else coming this year is called Utopia, and it allows enterprises who aren't ready to build on a public network yet to essentially create their own compatible private internet computers.
So there are a couple of things here. I think for some people, they may not necessarily be fully aware of just ICP's broad approach to how blockchain really kind of reinvents the opportunity around cloud compute and what the internet is of today. Most people know, hey, I've got my Amazon servers over here. I know that cloud is going to be a big part of AI, and most likely blockchain will be integrated to that in the future. Where does internet computer and Dfinity fall in the way of, because I was looking back on your homepage there, and I think you had, your $5 gig per year. So this is smart contract memory.
We covered this many times,
guys.
What's
the capacity of cloud compute
we
for
should all
ICP?
know this by
Is
now.
that something, you mentioned AI, is that something that could also integrate into ICP as a plan going forward?
Absolutely. So, if you run an AI model, such as something like Stability AI that generates images, or a large language model that can answer questions, if you run that on a traditional cloud service, of course, it's fragile and it's not hack-proof. And we believe that as AI develops and people start to depend on it more and more, it's going to be absolutely essential that it can't be hacked, and it's unstoppable, incredibly resilient. And the solution we see is that AI should run as smart contracts on the internet computer.
Okay. So that would solve a lot of the challenge.
I mean, that's very interesting, isn't it? And think about it. Think about how many AIs are currently and think about how many AIs. Imagine what would happen if ChatGPT got hacked, all the data leaks. Could you imagine that? It would not be good. And that's why we need to be using blockchain technology, guys. All right, so that was just a little intro of what he's been talking about. And we'll skip to the next sort of highlighted bit. So again, if you want to watch the full interview, go and have a look at the link in the description. All right.
A couple of things. When you look at ICP as a blockchain, and you think about the other blockchains that are out there that, we'll say an example, Solana equals payments. Avalanche, I would say, is kind of gaming. They're moving into that. Maybe tokenized securities and real world assets. Where would ICP fall?
Well, there's a sort of, I think blockchain is very much about narratives, and, people use different verticals as their narrative. The internet computer is really about compute, which is a much more general thing. Compute underpins everything. We believe in blockchain singularity, and blockchain singularity means that everything, all systems and services, will run from the blockchain itself.
Yep.
So
this is what so many projects they say that they're doing, right? They say, yeah, we're going to be the only blockchain. Everything can run on our blockchain. But realistically, up until this point, no blockchain has solved this issue, right? The only blockchain that is at the forefront is ICP. You guys, I've covered it in so many different videos about the different segments of ICP and what it can do and the capabilities of it. At the moment, it's at the forefront, and we've got faith in Dominic.
Systems and services will run from the blockchain itself. So to contrast with a chain like Avalanche, they talk about gaming a lot, but really those games aren't built on the blockchain. They're running off Amazon Web Services, and then at key moments in those games, you'll be bumped out to perform a transaction in a wallet like MetaMask, and exchange some tokens for an NFT or something like that.
Nah, crap.
But the game isn't on the blockchain at all. It's really just a sort of figment of language that we've ended up using in the blockchain industry. We say that if the token's on the blockchain, then the Web3 service, whether it's a social network or a game, is on the blockchain.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
The internet computer ecosystem uses that word much more literally. So if someone says like OpenChat, which is a sort of social network chat messaging service, it runs on the internet computer or is on the internet computer, they actually mean it. The whole thing runs end to end on the internet computer. And
if you don't believe him, go and use it. I tell you so many times, go and use it. Go, and if you haven't checked out OpenChat at this point, I don't know what you're doing. Go and check out my one, Definity and Beyond. Link is always in the description, guys. And you can actually go there and you can swap coins, you can trade, you can do everything on the blockchain. All the messages that you are sending are on the blockchain. So in turn, they're burning ICP. What he's saying is just facts. It's just facts, guys.
Service it runs on the internet computer or is on the internet computer. They actually mean it. The whole thing runs end to end on the internet computer, and there are huge advantages that can derive from this paradigm. So, for example, OpenChat runs under the control of a special kind of DAO called a service nervous system, and all updates
SNS.
that are made to OpenChat go through that service nervous system DAO. So the developers propose updates to the service nervous system, and then it's a community of tens of thousands that decide whether or not those updates should be pushed into the running service. And so that's really realizing this Web3 dream where
And again, sorry to keep pausing, guys. I'm probably pissing a lot of you lot off right now. But listen, if you're an OpenChat holder, you can go and vote on these proposals and earn OpenChat tokens from voting on these proposals and actually having an impact on OpenChat. How crazy is that, right? So you guys right now who are watching this video, if you wanted to go and make a difference in OpenChat or in whatever project which is running on ICP, even ICP itself, you guys can go and vote on proposals. Vote away, vote your heart away, right? This is what we need to be doing, guys. We need to be, if we're part of the community, we need to actually be putting in the work as well for these guys.
Tens of thousands that decide whether or not those updates should be pushed into the running service. And so that's really realizing this Web3 dream where, users are given true ownership. So in a sense, it's kind of like, converting internet services into something like an NFT where there's communal ownership.
Yeah. Well, I think, the last time you and I talked, and I kind of walked away, I went back and watched that interview, and I kind of walked away at that time that this is a huge initiative. So obviously you guys have stuck around. The initiative is still underway. And you look at the kind of the shift that's been happening in tech in general. I think there's been a lot of pressure, obviously, from the EU as well. I wanted to jump to a press release you guys did. This was an announcement of the European subnet launched on ICP. This is GDPR. So this is, kind of the privacy situation that's happening.
Important as well, guys.
Around decentralized apps. So this is a big deal. Developers now in subnet have access to a suite of tools that can be leveraged to release dApps in the EU. that protect personal and financial. This is going to be a big.
He's about to say it. This is going to be a big deal because I'm in the UK, right? You guys already know that. I'm in London. The amount of services that have cut me off in the past year is insane. Like this time 2 years ago, I could be fully DJing if I wanted to. I could go into Binance and I could trade up to 100x margin on Bitcoin, right? With I think I had no KYC at the time. I could access pretty much every single exchange in the world. There was nothing stopping me from downloading these and buying crypto and selling and transferring. Now I've been cut off on so many different exchanges. If I don't verify KYC on certain exchanges, I get cut off. And they're starting to put a lot of different regulations in place. So the fact that new developers in the EU have access to release dApps, it's going to be amazing because in the EU it's getting quite difficult. I know for a lot of you US guys as well, and ladies, sorry, it's quite difficult. You guys say, I don't know, do I have access to this? Do I have access to that? And it seems like in the EU they're starting to crack down on it as well. They're starting to get clued up to the fact that crypto is here to stay. So do everything they can to suppress it. These guys are making it GDPR aligned.
Around decentralized apps. So this is a big deal. Developers now in Subnet have access to a suite of tools that can be leveraged to release dApps in the EU that protect personal and financial. This is going to be a big situation in the EU and in general, I think, across all of blockchain, but more importantly, across these governments that are probably starting to deal with blockchain for the first time. How big of a deal is this for ICP?
Well, I think that regulation is coming to crypto, whether we like it or not.
Whether you like it or not.
And blockchains have to, adopt practices and functionality that will enable people building on them to be successful.
Yeah.
And with respect to the internet computer, the internet computer is like a single seamless environment. Behind the scenes, it's created by subnet blockchains that are able, whose capacity can be sort of combined into one. And these subnet blockchains are composed from node machines that are combined by the network's governance system. And of course, the nodes are chosen to be independent in the sense that they're owned and operated by different node providers, and they're installed in different data centers and different geographies and different jurisdictions. Yeah. And the network maximizes the decentralization of these sort of hidden subnets that way. But, all things being equal, if you upload a canister smart contract to the internet computer, that is going to end up being replicated all over the world, right? And if you're in Europe, that can cause problems with this GDPR regulation, which says that the personal data of European users has to stay within the EU. So the idea is that it'll extend beyond just this one case that, when you upload a canister smart contract to the internet computer, you can tag it with GDPR. And when you do that, it'll only be, it'll essentially be uploaded to a subnet blockchain that only has node machines within the EU. And so it's only,
Amazing.
The data is only replicated within the EU. And that will enable people building, for example, an enterprise system on the internet computer to be compliant.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, so
great.
Obviously we're going to see devs continue to build with it. But Dominic, when you look at your voting rewards, this is your staking in the governance system right now. These are annualized rewards for those looking at this on screen. Explain to me the business model of Dfinity and what internet.
All right, guys. Now, just before we end, I've skipped quite a bit in the middle. So again, please go and just click the link, watch the whole thing for yourself. But he gets into staking. We've got into staking quite a lot on this channel as well, but it would be good to hear it from the horse's mouth. So let's have a look to see what he says about voting and staking.
Explain to me the business model of, Dfinity and what internet computer is trying to do. How do you fund this right now? What is the process? With ETH, we know it's gas fees, but with ICP, it's a different model. Explain that to us.
Right. So, the network is created by these things called node machines, which are standardized hardware run by node providers around the world. There's no staking. In a sense, the hardware itself is the stake. But
Right.
there's a governance layer. There's a very, very sophisticated DAO called the network nervous system that's integrated with the ICP Internet Computer Protocol.
Love it.
And it's that pulls new software updates onto the nodes to update the protocol, forms new subnets, and things like that. And to participate in the governance system, you need the ICP token, and you stake it to create something called a voting neuron. And you can configure a neuron if you want to vote automatically by following other neurons. And and that's how the network adapts and evolves. People submit proposals, and they're either adopted or rejected. And what's unique about this network is that when proposals are adopted, most of them are actually executed completely automatically. So there's no backdoor. It's full decentralization. Now, there's a reward
Full
schedule, right, in
isn't
terms
it?
of the maximum amount of ICP that can result from this governance staking. And it declines from launch to about 5% a year. And I think at the moment, probably about, I'm not sure, maybe just a little less than half of the ICP in existence is staked inside their governance system, about north of $3 billion worth, and there are hundreds of thousands of people participating in it, I think. So it's
Bullish.
definitely the biggest
What did we say?
DAO in the world today.
What did we say? Said this time and time again to you guys.
And in terms of how the network economics work, computation is powered by something called cycles, which roughly equivalent to gas on Ethereum, but they're kind of like a separate token. And you create cycles by converting ICP tokens worth 1 XDR, or SDR, standard drawing right, is like a currency defined by the IMF, which is derived from a basket of currencies. And if you have ICP worth 1 XDR, you can convert that into 1 trillion cycles. Now, Internet Computer uses reverse gas, so smart contracts pay for their own computation. And that means they're a bit like electric cars. If you have a Tesla, you charge the Tesla up with electricity, you can drive it. As you drive around, the charge in the battery goes down. Once it's run out of electricity, it stops running, and you have to charge it up to make it run again. Canister smart contracts are the same. You have to charge them up with cycles, and as long as they've got cycles, they can keep on running. So, computation burns cycles. If they run out, anybody can send them more. And if they run out and no one refills them with more cycles, they sort of disappear after 3 months.
Right.
So as the amount of computation on the internet computer grows, and it's been growing steadily since launch, so does the demand for ICP grow, because people need ICP to convert it into cycles to power their code.
Right, so we're going to leave it at that, guys. I'm not going to go too much more into that. That was just some of the key points from that interview. But again, he does get into a lot more of the technicals in that middle section of the video as well. So if you want to go watch the full thing, go and click the link in the description. But let me know what you guys think. Has that made you any more bullish? Are you starting to see the future of crypto is ICP? Let me know in the comments right now. And again, I'm covering ICP a lot on this channel, so you guys let me know what coin you want me to cover in the next video. I'm going to try and do 2 a day going on from today. So whatever the top comment is from tomorrow, whatever gets the most likes, I will cover that video in the morning. Until next time, it's been your Will X Money. I'm going to see you in the next one. Peace.